Something shifted after you woke up, and now everything feels different. The life you once wanted now feels hollow and meaningless, and this worries you. But there is no need. You're not wrong. You're just seeing clearly for the first time. This discomfort with normal life is actually a sign of spiritual growth. When the veil lifts and you start to glimpse reality beyond the surface, your old world stops making sense. You start to notice how your old hobbies, career goals, and social habits were actually just distractions to keep you from sitting with yourself, from hearing what your soul was trying to say. You thought awakening would bring peace, but instead it brought this strange emptiness where your old motivations used to live. The goals that used to excite you, now they feel like you're just putting on a show for people who don't even matter. The dreams you chased now seem like someone else's idea. This isn't depression or laziness. This is your soul rejecting what doesn't nourish it. That hollow feeling doesn't mean something is missing. It's a space that's being created for what's real. Before we continue, if you're ready to break free from the repeating patterns that hold you back, check out my free guide, 5 Inner Blocks That Keep You from Deep Spiritual Growth. The link is waiting for you in the top comment below. Remember those work goals that used to get you fired up, and now they just feel empty? You're sitting there in meetings, listening to people talk about sales numbers and next year's budget, and something inside you has just gone quiet. That promotion you used to desperately want, it now feels like putting on a costume for a play you don't even want to be in anymore. Now you see the machinery behind it all, the endless cycle of proving yourself to people who are also trying to prove themselves to someone else. The whole system feels like a house of cards, built on everyone pretending it's important. Shopping and material pursuits leave you feeling spiritually starved. Walking through stores that once excited you, everything looks the same. Objects designed to fill a void that can't be filled with objects. The new car, the designer clothes, the latest gadgets. They promise transformation, but deliver only temporary distraction. Small talk becomes unbearable because it never gets to anything real. Conversations about weather, weekend plans, or celebrity gossip feel like speaking a language you've forgotten. You find yourself nodding along while your soul screams for something deeper, something real. You watch people exchange pleasantries and wonder when we all agreed to keep things so shallow. You're starving for real connection, but everywhere you look, it's just more surface level chatter. What once felt important, staying informed, having opinions about everything, now feels like noise, designed to keep you from hearing your own voice. The urgent becomes unimportant when viewed from a deeper perspective. Relationships based on anything other than authentic connection start to suffocate. The friend who only calls to vent, the family gatherings where everyone plays their assigned character, the romantic connections built on need rather than wholeness, they all feel different now. Not wrong, exactly, but incomplete. Like having to have a conversation through a thick wall. Your old ambitions no longer align with your soul's calling. Success as defined by others, the house, the title, the lifestyle, it all feels foreign now. These weren't your dreams. They were dreams you adopted because following your own path seemed impossible. You realize how much of your life was spent pursuing goals that were never yours, following a path carved by the outside world rather than inner knowing. You feel both free and lost at the same time. If these weren't your dreams, then what are your dreams? This isn't depression. It's your soul rejecting what doesn't nourish it. Think of it as spiritual renovation. The old furniture of false meaning has to be removed before the authentic can move in. The hollow feeling isn't something missing. It's a space being created for what's real. Your soul is making room for your authentic desires, real purpose, and genuine connections to emerge. Your sensitivity to fake stuff is a gift, not a curse. You develop what mystics call spiritual discernment, the ability to tell the difference between what feeds your essence and what merely entertains your ego. This can feel overwhelming at first, like suddenly being able to hear frequencies that were always there, but previously filtered out. Now you can tell when someone's bragging about their promotion, but their voice sounds hollow. You hear the exhaustion in "I'm so busy," even when it's said with a smile. You notice when "I'm fine" really means "I'm falling apart," not because you're psychic, but because you learn to listen past the words to what's actually being said. You recognize it because you've been there before. The old you was built to survive in a world that rewards performance over presence. That version of yourself learned to chase approval, to find worth through getting things done, to seek love through making others happy. It wasn't wrong. It was necessary for navigating a system that operates on those principles. But now you're learning to tell the difference between what feeds your ego and what feeds your soul. The ego wants recognition, control, and constant stimulation. The soul wants truth, connection, and authentic expression. These two sets of desires often point in completely different directions. This phase feels lonely because you're between worlds. No longer asleep, but you're not fully embodied in your new understanding. You can't go back to unconscious living, but you haven't yet learned how to live consciously in a world that still operates unconsciously. This uncomfortable part doesn't last forever, but you must go through it to become who you really are. Just as a snake must shed its skin to grow, you must shed the identities that no longer fit. The process is uncomfortable because you're literally between selves. The old one fading away, the new one not yet fully born. The sacred discomfort serves as a purpose. It prevents you from settling back into unconscious patterns. It keeps you moving toward alignment even when the path isn't clear. The friction you feel when trying to fit back into your old life is your soul's way of saying, "Not anymore." You're not becoming cold or disconnected. You're becoming discerning. You're learning to invest your energy only in what truly resonates, to give your attention only to what genuinely matters. Listen to what makes you feel alive rather than what looks impressive. Your inner compass is learning to work again, pointing toward what actually matters to you instead of what you were told should matter. It takes time because you're undoing years of being taught what success is supposed to look like. Start paying attention to what makes you feel energized versus what drains you. Notice which activities leave you feeling more alive and which ones make you feel heavy or tired, regardless of how they appear to others. Your body knows the difference even where your mind is confused. Your inner compass is getting reset to point toward what actually matters. The old pull towards status, approval, and what others think of you is getting weaker. In its place, something quieter but more trustworthy is showing up. Something that responds to being real, creating from your heart, and helping others because you want to, not because you need something back. These new aspirations might not make sense to others. They might not fit into conventional categories of success. They emerge from your unique combination of what you're good at, what you learned from your struggles, and what genuinely fascinates you. They can't be copied because they're expressions of your specific essence. Trust the process even when you can't see the destination clearly. This transition requires a different kind of faith. Not blind belief, but trust in the intelligence of your own unfolding. You're being guided by something deeper than your conscious mind, something that sees the bigger picture. The path reveals itself as you walk it, not before. Each authentic step creates the ground for the next one. This can feel terrifying to a mind that wants the whole map up front. But it's how genuine transformation works. Through trust, not through control. It is important to create space for the new you to emerge without forcing or rushing. This means saying no to things that feel wrong even when you can't articulate why. It means protecting time for silence, for not knowing, for letting your authentic desires surface without immediately judging or editing them. Before we wrap up, if you found this helpful and want to go deeper, remember that free download I mentioned, 5 inner blocks that keep you from deep spiritual growth. The link is waiting for you in the top comment below. You haven't lost your way, you found it. This discomfort with normal life isn't a problem to solve. It's your soul saying no to what doesn't serve you and yes to something greater. The emptiness where your old motivations used to live isn't a void. It's sacred space being cleared for what's actually yours. Your sensitivity to fake connections, meaningless goals, and surface-level living isn't making you difficult. It's making you real. This transition takes time, and that's okay. You literally rewiring your entire relationship with meaning and purpose. Some days you feel clear about your direction, other days you'll feel lost between worlds. Both are part of the process. Trust what's emerging, even when it doesn't make sense to others yet. Your authentic life is now being built from the ashes of who you thought you should be. What's dying isn't you, it's the false self, the mask, the performance. What's being born is more real, more sustainable, more genuinely you than anything you've ever been before.